wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings. Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Welcome into a Tuesday on the Sports Kings podcast. Yours truly, Big Mike, Rob Calloway, as always. Don't forget, we're being heard via Spreaker.com. That's Spreaker.com. So make sure you tell a friend, spread the word for us. Also, make sure you guys follow us and like us and interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Sports Kings Live is the handle for all three, as well as our email address is sportskingslive@gmail.com. Got a bit to get into today. A lot of happenings as we lead up to the NFL draft on Thursday, and the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight on Saturday, as well as we had some NBA playoff games on yesterday. So we'll give you guys our thoughts on that kind of stuff. A few updates on some an update on an MLB story and another sad addition to our MLB conversation as we move forward today. But first and foremost, before we get into anything, let me bring in my partner here, Rob Calloway. Rob, what's going on, brother? Rob. All right. I'm going to try to get Rob back here in just a second. I'm not sure what's quite going on here.
There I go.
All right. He's here. All right. We had to put out an APB.
This is a black man living in the white man's world. That's all. I'm doing great, man. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. You sound kind of distant. You sound kind of off in the distance a little bit. Everything all right?
Do I? How'd that sound? That sound better right there?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yes, sir.
Oh, very good. Very good.
All right. So today. It's going to start off as one of those days. And what kind of day is that, Big Mike? Yesterday, between, if you notice what we do, we break the 2-hour show up into 2 hours. So we'll record an hour, stop, and then record second hour. And then yesterday, I believe it was either between the 2 hours or after we were done recording both hours. I don't remember. But Rob started bringing some things to my attention as far as the going-ons in Baltimore. My initial reaction, my initial comment to him was that I'm basically just kind of, emotionally and mentally fatigued by what we're seeing and what's going on in this country as it relates to a black man's relationship to law enforcement. But between last night and the last, 21 hours, I guess we can call it, 22, 21 hours, I gave it a lot of thought. And I pride myself on being a responsible broadcaster. And I promised you guys that I would be from the first day, April 3rd, when we started doing this thing again on Spreaker, that I wouldn't hide and I wouldn't run from any topic, whether it be sports related or socially related. And that's not going to happen now. What I did, I made sure I got myself as informed as possible about Freddie Gray and the situation regarding his death, because I had only heard it in passing, because like I said, I was really trying to just, distance myself from it. I felt like it was the same. It was like a repetitive story, kind of being caught in the Matrix type situation. So I made sure while I was doing my prep today that I made sure I read up on the circumstances surrounding what happened to the young man. And once again, it's not going to end well. I'll start by saying that it's with all the protesting and all the rioting that's going on in Baltimore right now, you're not going to get what you're looking. Well, first of all, I don't know what you're looking for, and I've said this from the beginning. And it may be the unpopular opinion, but this ain't 1960 anymore. It's not that. So while it seems like the traditional thing to do, to take to the streets, which one of y'all know why you out there? Which one of you having a solid agenda that you're trying to accomplish from being out there? What's the end game is what I'm saying to you. I've yet to get an answer about any of that, other than it being just what we do. Get mad, we hit the streets. This ain't that world anymore. It's not. And while you doing that, the people that you call yourself marching against, they're laughing at you. That's what I feel. Because it happens, and in a couple of weeks, it'll go away. Everyone will go back to doing what they do. You know, their regular daily routines. And then it'll happen again. And it's like rinse. It's like wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat over and over again. And, you know, people like to say that the definition of insanity is to continuously do the same thing, expecting a different result. That's incorrect, by the way. That's like Newton's definition of insanity. It's not an official definition, but for the sake of this argument, that's what's going on. From our perspective. When I say our, I mean an African American perspective. I don't know. I think it's what's happening is unfortunate. You know what? I want to do this real quick. Because I know it's what it's about to. Because I know Rob has thoughts on this as well, and I don't want to be sitting up here on a soapbox while my partner is just not. You know,
Get on it.
Well,
I love it when you're on a soapbox.
But here's the thing. I want to do this first and foremost, and I want to get your opinion on something. Ray Lewis of 17-year Baltimore Ravens fame, Hall of Fame career as an NFL middle linebacker. He put out a video today, and he was addressing the situation in Baltimore, and I just want to play it for you guys. It's pretty long. It was actually over 2 minutes, and I cut it down to around 90 seconds. So it's still gonna sound pretty long, but I think I'm a lot more worried about context and content than somebody who's trying to fit 2 minutes into 20 seconds, and you don't get the full content of what's being said. You know, and then that leads to uninformed opinions. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play that. It's gonna take about 90 seconds. Just bear with us a little while, please.
No way this can happen in our city. No. Young kids, you got to understand something. Get off the streets. Violence is not the answer. Violence has never been the answer. Freddie Gray, we don't do nothing for him doing this. We know there's a deeper issue. We know what the jungle looks like. But this isn't it. It's enough of us in the streets trying to change what's going on. Baltimore, get off the streets. Kids, go home. Stay home. You don't have no right to do what you're doing to this city. Too many hardworking people build this city. We know what's going on. We know the problems. We know there was wrong done. We know we're not getting the right justice. We know all these answers. But riding in our streets is wrong. It's dead wrong. We got to go back to the beginning. It takes a village. It takes a whole village to raise one child. We got to redefine what this looks like. Too many babies paying attention to this craziness. And the sad part is, we got young kids trying to tell us how they're going to dictate our city. That won't happen. We must change this right now. Stop the violence, man. Go home. I'm telling you, go home. And whatever I got to do, it will not happen on our clock. It will not happen on our clock.
All right. So that's 90 seconds of Ray Lewis talking about what's going on in Baltimore. And before I say anything, I want to get what Rob's. I don't know, Rob. I don't know if you heard that already today, or if this is your first time hearing it.
Yeah, I did.
But I want to get your raw, I guess not response, but your opinion on what you just heard.
Well, I have to say this. Ray Lewis, one of the most beloved members of that Baltimore, Maryland community. He's done great things in that community. It's one of those things where, as a black man, how can I put this? I don't want to go too far off the deep end.
No, just say it, man. It's that type of thing. Just say it. Whatever comes out, comes out.
It's just one of those things where far too often, Mike, right here recently, I'll just say 2015, we've seen a lot in 2015. A lot of stuff is, it probably goes on, but it's never televised. But now, we have situations going back to Eric Garner, where somebody sat there and videotaped this young brother getting choked out. We've seen, the cop that paid his way onto the force, shoot somebody. Look, what we're saying in 2015 is stuff that I would have expected to see, and we were living back in Dr. And Ray Lewis, look, Ray is Ray. And he has the right to feel the way he does because guess what? Man, I got serious feelings about what's going on right now. I'm a black man. You're a black man, Mike.
That's true. That is fact.
Yeah, those are facts. And it's just like, do black lives have no value? Now, and I looked at Eric Garner's rap sheet today, and he has a lengthy rap. But that doesn't mean he deserves to die. And I like I said, man, it's just one of those things where if I wanted to be a revolutionist, like now is the time, in my opinion. But, I got other things going on to fuel my fire. But it's just one of those things where somebody got to take control of this, man, because we're just seeing too much police. Like, I'm not even going to say brutality, but we're seeing too much police stupidity.
It's murder, man.
Going on
murder. That's
in America in 2015. And, I can't even lie, man. Like, right now, as I'm talking to you, I'm trying to hold back the tears. Because this bothers me.
Yeah,
because it was just, like, when was that? Like 1999, where I got accused myself of doing something that I didn't do. And a police officer forced me to the ground and put a gun to my head. And it's like, if somebody had, if one of my mom's friends had to pull up and call my mom and dad, there's no telling what would have happened to me that day. Because this dude he cocked the pistol and everything up against my head. And it's just like, dude, and it was a black cop that did that. And it just, it bothers me so much because I try to forget that. I try not to ever bring that up. I never even been into that. But every time I see one of these cops kill one of these black guys, one of these black boys, black men, it always brings me back to that day. Because I was actually on my way to a funeral for one of my homeboys that had been killed. And for me, I was nearly killed by a cop. That did not sit well with me that day.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things, Mike, where, I don't want to go out and tell people to go out and just commit these heinous crimes against law enforcement, because I got family that's law enforcement.
Right.
But something has to be done, because we cannot continue to turn on the TV, because what ends up happening is that everybody becomes desensitized when we start seeing cops kill black kids or black men. we become desensitized, and then